on top of a lungs, dancing by the lakeside, gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another meal plan with me video of some sort. I am embarking on a new journey here on the channel. It is a 2-week grocery challenge, which is not unusual for me. I shop fortnightly. It's what I normally do. I have a budget. I do all of that. You've seen me do it for years, okay? If you haven't seen it, I actually did a 4-week grocery challenge, so definitely have a look at that playlist. That'll be linked below. But I'm shifting back to fortnightly. I am making this a challenge because I am reducing my budget way down to what it's been, maybe similar to something I had a few years ago, probably pre-COVID. So when COVID hit, prices went up, life went up, kids grew up, like everything. So I slowly increased my budget to try to combat that. What I want to do though is bring it right down. So I've actually already done a video, I'll link it below, and it's talking about what my new budget's going to be and why I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it, and it's a challenge I'm doing for at least hopefully the next 12 months. So if that sounds interesting to you and you want to see how I'm doing it, definitely subscribe and comment below if you're actually going to follow along on this. So the gist of it is that basically I'm bringing my budget way down to a very similar budget. Actually, I think it's the same budget I had back like 5 or so years ago, maybe even longer, when food was a lot cheaper, kids were younger, all of that. But it was a really good budget. If I can get it back to that, I'm going to try to do it. I just don't know how it's going to go with the cost of living. So basically what it's going to be is just under $30 per person, no matter the age, per person per week. But I'm shopping fortnightly, so it's $200 for the main shop in the first week and then $30 for my top-up shop in the second week, which is for extra fresh fruit and veggies, things I might have run out of unexpectedly, bread and milk, that type of thing. $30 is not a lot these days, so I'm hoping I can sort of stick to it. That $200 budget in the first week for the main shop has been reduced by, I think, considering my last few grocery hauls, by about $100. So I'm bringing the whole fortnightly shop down to $230 per fortnight. So it is just under $30 per person. So I generally actually meal plan now based on age. So anyone aged 14 years plus, I was doing, I think I shifted it to like $100 per person. And then 14 years, under 14 years, so probably hopefully eating less and things, I had it sitting at about $50. So I am changing that. It's just a flat $50 for any age, and that's what I'm going to try to work with. So today is my meal planning night. I won't say day, it's my night because it's nighttime. I'm going to go through my fridge, freezer and pantry, figure out what things I have that I can add to, figure out what I need to buy to add to those things to make, you know, main meals is what I'm sort of concentrating on with that. As far as snacks go, definitely have a look at that video. I'm trying to take a little bit of a shift with the snacks things, so I'm not buying so many packaged things and stuff, and I'm maybe making some stuff myself. I don't know if that's going to work out better cost wise, but I'm going to see how that goes. But yeah, it's a whole journey. So if you're interested in this, please subscribe like I said, but otherwise let's get into everything and see what I've actually got. All right, I'm in the chest freezer. Now that bucket there underneath, there's nothing in there. This one I've just opened up to see. So I think my plan is, because I've got quite a lot of meats, I'm hopefully going to go through a lot of this because I need to rotate through it. Some of this stuff's been sitting here for quite some time, so I want to get rid of it. So that's really going to help with sticking under my $200 budget for the main shop. I've got some rissoles there, pork cutlets, 12 sausages in there. I'm breaking them into the 24 pack. I break into 2 12 packs now just because of how we end up eating them, and we have sort of leftovers now, which is good. And then I've got some of the pork loin, is it pork loin? Chops? Is that what it's called? Pork? No, I don't think it's pork, is it? It's maybe beef? No, lamb loin chops from Costco. I've still got some of those left, which were absolutely amazing on the barbecue. They were so good. So I'm thinking I'm going to do the rissoles, the sausages and the chops. I'm going to cook them all at once, maybe do it on the barbecue, get Joan to do that one night, and then we'll have that over a couple of days for dinner, which is good. The pork cutlets. The other thing you need to know with Isabella, she'll eat sausages, she'll eat some chicken things, but that's it. She's not a meat eater at the moment. Like, she eats lots of veggies, but she doesn't eat meat. And Joseph's dabbling in a few things. So the pork cutlets there. I think they are pork cutlets. Yeah. Johnny and I will probably just have those, and the kids will have something else that night with their veggies or salad or whatever we're having it with. So that's another night. Mostly chicken stuff in these tubs because we do eat chicken, okay, different forms of it. So I've got some, oh, these were chicken schnitzels, quite big actually, from the butcher's. There's enough in there for one dinner for all of us. So that's one thing. I've got, oh, these weren't too bad. The honey mustard marinated chicken breasts, these weren't too bad. They're really nice on the barbecue. That'll just do for one night's dinner as well, so we'll have that with like salad and rice and, you know, stuff like that. A chicken roast, definitely need to use that because it's been in here for ages. Some parmas that I made up. I did do a video on me making these chicken parmas because I've done this for years, like using the big pack from Coles. But I have to say, now that I made them up and we've had them, these are not, they're listed as the Simply brand now, but they do not taste the same as what they used to back in the day, like when they were, I don't know if they've changed them is what I'm trying to say, but they're not as nice at all. So I'll find a different solution for myself as far as making up parmas and stuff, but the schnitzels themselves taste very bland and processed. But I guess that's why they're cheap and they're the Simply brand stuff now. I don't know, I just didn't really like them. I've got 2 packs. Now I got these on a point still at Coles once with Flybuys, that's why I got them. And they're just under 500 grams, but I just do them as 500 grams basically. But I've got 2 lots of those, so they're tenders. What is that? Oh, the pork mignons, is that what it's called? I'm thinking these were okay. We had these before. This is another reason why these are sitting in here still, because I had 2 packets, but they weren't great. I didn't love them. But I'll put them on the menu for Johnny and I one night, and we'll have them, and the kids will have like tenders or something else like that with their salad. But on veggies, we'll have these. And then, oh, these, I'm actually going to throw these out. So these are I think these were from Woolworths because I got them on a markdown. They were chicken Kiev balls, and they are not nice. I do not like them. They're just very processed. Like, it almost tastes like chicken mince to me, you know. They weren't very nice at all. So them, again, have been sitting in here for ages. I had 3 lots of them. We've eaten the other 2, but I just can't even stomach it to actually make these ones. So unfortunately, they're probably going to get thrown out, to be honest, because I can't eat them. They actually made me feel ill. I just did not like them. I've got a garlic bread there, which I didn't know, so that's fun. A whole bag of mixed veggies. The one that has the cauliflower, broccoli and carrot in it, I usually do with like casserole type thing. So that's what that'll probably be used for. Put my basket back in. This one's got some icy poles. And then I've just got bits and pieces of veggies still that I can mix up. I usually, with the veggies, it's usually, this bag here is my go-to. It's Bird's Eye. It's got baby beans, carrot, corn and broccoli in it. And then I usually, when I put some of that in the pot, I usually add some more corn kernels and some more baby peas I put in. And I might even just use up the rest of these beans as well. But I usually add a bit more into it. The Bird's Eye stuff is more expensive, but like I've said 100 times before, we just prefer the taste of these veggies. Like, we actually eat them. Whereas when I've bought the cheaper brands, I don't know why they taste a bit just bland and I don't like them. Like, even Johnny and I weren't eating them, so I went back to buying these. But I did notice in the supermarket, just bags like this is a 1 kilo, oh yeah, 1 kilo. I've noticed some other bags in the supermarket of different brands, and even the home brand stuff is not far off the price of this now. So to me, it's not that much more for something that's better and that we'll actually eat. Do you know what I mean? So I would recommend trying Bird's Eye if you haven't. And then I've got a pork knuckle, which is good, another roast. I've got this massive beef topside roast from Costco. My plan is, it's too much for one night, but the plan is to cook it up and use it for other things. So I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video here, but that's really good to have. As well, I've got 3 500 grams, so 1.5 kilos of that, which is great. Obviously we'll do spaghetti bolognese because we love that. I'm thinking I might do like a chow mein and then use the other one for, I don't know, tacos or cottage pie mix or something like that. I'm not sure. I do need to make up more freezer meals. I also have a 2 kilo lot of chicken tenders, which I know I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't break these up when I got them home from Costco, but I had them in the fridge and then didn't realize the use by date, and once I looked at it, it was like a basketball night or something. I was like, I don't have time to break them up, it's gonna go bad if I don't freeze it, so I just threw them all in. What I'm gonna have to do with this is use it for a bulk cooking day, so I'll defrost it and then use the chicken for different dishes and do those up for the freezer. My chest freezer, I need to defrost this, get rid of this. There's not much in here. Normally I have a lot of, well, I was doing freezer sandwiches in this section, which won't be now because I've got my new fridge, which Aka is here, which is pretty empty right now. Sausage rolls I need to move to the fridge, that like the freezer that's inside. But in this is usually where I do all my freezer meal stuff, my freezer prep stuff. So I make up like extra spaghetti bolognese, put it in bags, freeze it. You know, just extra meals I can have here that are quick go-tos, that are good for us, have veggies and stuff in them, plus Johnny's work meals for when he needs dinner at work. I usually do a whole lot of cooking down here, and this is all I have right now, which I'm guessing that's just a beef casserole, which then we just add rice or mashed potato with, and that's another beef casserole. So we've got 2. That's all I've got for him in there. So I definitely need more because he's got 2 weeks of shifts coming up where he's going to actually need dinner almost every night at work. So I need to do something. But otherwise I break it up into, that's Johnny's stuff down the bottom. We have a beef drawer, a chicken drawer usually, and then this drawer, which I now will rearrange. This is where I make up my little freezer bags of cabana and chopped cheese. That's for Joseph or Johnny or me as well. And then I just have little cheese bags as well. And they are just quick go-to for school lunches and work lunches. So I defrost these in the fridge the night before, add some dry bickies into them, and they love them. Like Joseph's so excited when I put these in. And he tells me it tastes completely fine. I did have one bag and it was completely fine too. But I'm looking very low, so I need to think about making some more of those up. But it's great to have something proper and not have, you know, like the little snacks are great for a quick solution, but this is obviously better for us, especially for Isabella, like just to have, because she just has cheese and bickies, it's better to have actual cheese, you know what I mean? So that will get shifted out of there. So this drawer, I don't know what I'm going to do with. I might even make this Johnny's work drawer because it's a bigger space and I can do more in there. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. So nothing in the chicken drawer. And then the beef, what have I got? Baked potato bolognese. Oh, so there's bolognese in here, but there's not enough for like an actual spaghetti bolognese dinner, but there's enough to go on baked potatoes. So Johnny usually has that on baked potatoes, so that's why I've got that. Maybe Joseph as well. And then I've got, that looks like chow mein there, I think. Yep, chow mein. So that's all I've got in the beef drawer. My Costco meat and stuff after I break it up and that, because I had to do it quickly because it had a really short shelf life. So you've kind of missed that. But basically what I ended up doing was this is the top bit here, the freezer, is for school lunches and work lunches. That's what I've got it for. So I made a lot of, and just like if we were at home, like work lunches, I say like if I'm at home as well, I had sandwiches made up in here to make toasties with. So I've only got 3 cheese ones left, which we use on weekends too, and like school holidays and stuff if the kids want those. But otherwise I fill this with freezer sandwiches for the kids and us for our lunch boxes. So that's empty, I need to refill that. And then I put all the Costco muffins up here. So any Costco muffins or cakes I make, or you know, anything like that, sweets, then this is where that will live up here that I can freeze up. And in here I have that, we had 2 of these. What was it? Blueberry and lemon cake loaf, I think it was. It was really nice, but I actually just put them into little sections like this, cut them up and froze them in the foil, and they've been so good. They're so fresh. Now if we have someone over, if I know someone's coming over for a play date or something, I can take these out, unwrap them and just pop them on a little plate. They're defrosted, obviously, I do them overnight, but it's fresh and it's really good. Like it tastes the same, like it's really good. Such a time saver and lifesaver when I've already got stuff done. So I really want to do more, maybe some baking myself and see how I go cost wise, because ingredients is so expensive. It's kind of hard for me to work out really if the Costco buying these is cheaper than me making them. It's definitely cheaper than me buying them at the other supermarkets, but to make them we'll see. So that's all I've got left in here at the moment, but I'm not going to have to bake anything for a little bit yet, obviously, because I've still got this, and this will definitely last the next 2 weeks. So I've got chocolate, first some vanilla muffins. So they're the big muffins, but I've cut them in quarters in there and just put them back in here because what do you guys like? Mel from The Love I've Sorted, who I think is now named something else, but sorry Mel. She said that, I'm sure she's the one that said she did it like that. Instead of me, I was wrapping every single little piece like this. But with this, I could do this and break them, and they work well. So I've just done that to save time, basically. The fridge though is looking super empty. So we got this fridge because we wanted it for food overflow, drinks as well. So we've been I put a lot of my little Buble waters. We have juice and stuff in here, spare soft drink, that kind of thing. We usually only have soft drink for meals, guys. We don't drink it all through the day usually. Bacon, I've still got some Costco bacon left, so they're in 500-gram lots. Do we have a use by date on here? Oh, we do. What does that say? 11th of the 9th. Oh, so that's very soon. So I should probably put some of this in the freezer if I'm not going to use it straight away. I might even think about cutting it up because I'll probably use it in some cooking. Maybe I'll make some carbonara or something like that. And then I've got some cabana sticks here, which obviously 12th of the 9th as well. So I need to start cutting these up and freezing them and using them in those little bags like I said. Or you can just freeze the whole stick, guys. It's perfectly fine. We've done that plenty of times, and it's perfectly fine when you defrost it if you need to use it for like a platter or something. Now what I'm thinking, because I've got two lots of this down here, that's a little shirt, that's a little drawer, isn't it? But this one's a bit bigger. I'm going to actually put potatoes and stuff in here, like do some extra veggie stuff out here, especially seeing as I'm trying to cut down the budget and trying to put more sort of, are they called whole foods? I guess just, you know, veggies and stuff, more of that stuff into the lunch section as well as the dinner section for us. So I need the room, so I'm thinking I'll do that. But I'm not entirely sure what'll go on in here when I get stuff, but definitely I need to fill more drinks. I do have another shelf here that goes here as well. It's just I take it out if I go grocery shopping and I've still got to go to another shop, I run home, put the bags in here, and I take the shelf out so they sit in here nicely. So it's been really handy. My top freezer in my fridge is a little bit of a mess and disorganized, but I still have these pastry sheets. So I'm thinking, because I've got a lot of bacon, because normally I just break up that bacon and probably freeze it in bags in the freezer in portions on what Johnny and I would have for breakfast, or I might use it for carbonara like I said. But I'm thinking, because I've got these, so I've got this, I've got some onion, I'll get some capsicum, I've got some spinach here that I'll tell you a trick about spinach, guys. If you buy the bags of spinach, you can freeze it and then you just go like this and crush it, and it crushes down into little pieces. So I use it for cooking, which is really good. I think I've worked out it is cheaper to buy the freezer portions of it, but it's not loose like this. Like, it's usually quite bulked together. So I like to get it like this, like fresh, and then freeze it and crush it myself. It just makes it easier because it's just tiny little pieces now I can throw into cooking. It's harder when it's the solid block. But I've got that. I'll get some eggs and I'll do some of my egg. They're kind of like quiches I do in a tray. Well, they are quiches in a tray. So I might do those and freeze them for breakfast. I have some mushrooms here, which I don't eat mushrooms, but Johnny, I've frozen them whole like this because we got them from Costco. And he puts them on the barbecue, or he'll put them, we'll put them on a pizza if we do homemade pizzas, that type of thing. But I'm thinking I want to do a lot more, do more of my bulk veg prep as well to help out with cooking. So mushrooms is on my list to do cut up small bits that I use for carbonara and stuff. I'm thinking of maybe doing some bags of that as well and having it in here, because this is too big, and by the time you cut it up, it's just, I like to defrost it. I want it to go, basically. I want it to use quickly. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that, so I've also got one bag of this. This has got carrot, zucchini, capsicum. It had onion in it, but I needed the onion for something, so I took the onion out and left the rest in. So that was before I bought another bag of onions. So I'm just going to get that and add into that and then put that back in my back freezer. So maybe I'll make one of those sections in my chest freezer now for my veggies again, my veggie prep. I think that's really a good idea to do it. So something like this I just have made up because I just dump it straight into my spaghetti bolognese, and it's great. I also have coleslaw in here still, which I bought coleslaw because I were on, what do you call it, like point steel, and then I discovered if I broke it up and then froze it like this, I could easily defrost this and use it on baked potatoes. I probably wouldn't use it just on the plate because it might taste a bit funny, but on a baked potato it was perfectly fine. So I've still got those, so I might think about baked potatoes too. I do have some fish. not a lot left there, but I'm kind of getting a little bit sick of the crumbs too. We love the bird's eye, of course, but I'm thinking of maybe getting battered or something. I don't know. I wish the kids would eat this. They won't. They'll eat the one from the fish and chip shop, which is more like a, it's battered, like tempura batter, is that what it's called? It's that. It's just a nice thing. You can buy it, but it's expensive in the supermarket. But I don't know. I wish they'd eat fish. They eat it from the fish and chip shop, but not like this, you know. I've got some chicken chippies still here, some sausage rolls as well, and then some cheese. I do freeze cheese, certain cheeses. Let me tell you about that. This is a tasty cheese. It's a really big bag. It's a good value bag from Woolworths. It's Hillview, and it's not that expensive for what it is. I think this is 700 grams? Yep, 700 grams. So it's a good price for that. Now, I bought this one to actually mix with the mozzarella, because the mozzarella is more expensive. But if you mix some of this with the mozzarella for pizzas and baked potatoes and parmas and stuff like that, or any sort of cooking, you want cooking stuff, it actually, obviously you still have the mozzarella, so it's got that good taste in it, and the melting and everything browns up well, but the tasty cheese just adds to it and helps save a bit of money, because I'm not buying 2 bags of the mozzarella, I'm buying this and the other, so it's a bit cheaper. So that's why I started doing that. The only cheese I don't slice now, so you saw me actually cut up the block and do it with the cabana and stuff, that works out fine, perfectly fine for eating. You can't freeze sliced cheese. I tried to do it with some of the chia cheese that I had left over from Costco, and it just broke to pieces. Like, you just can't. This is what's happened. So we're still eating it because we're having it in, well, Joseph was making cheese on toast, like toasties, so we're just using it so we weren't wasting it, but it's so impossible to separate. Like, it's just so difficult. So that last bit will probably get turfed, to be honest. Not much going on in my fridge though. I could tell you. Eggs are hard to come by at the moment, guys. Every time I go to the supermarket, the ones I want are out. They've only got 6 left there. They look a bit weird, those ones, don't they? Well, you can't really see on the camera, but they look a bit spotty. So I'll need eggs. I'll have to really think about what I'm going to do for cooking. I have some tortillas left, which the kids we might actually have this for dinner tonight with the chicken fingers and salad or something. Kids will love that. They love that type of thing. I usually have meat in here, but I don't like lunch meat, but I don't have any fruit. I've only got a little bit of strawberries left. 1 apple, which is from Costco, and that's still going strong. I do have a salad I made up the other day, and 1 yogurt. What's the date on that? Oh, that's all right. So I need yogurts, custards, lots of things. Oh, I've still got pizza. How much is left in there? Johnny will probably eat that for lunch today, maybe. All that avocado's got to go because that's not looking good. I'm the only one that eats avocado, so unless I get onto it quickly, I don't eat it. Carrots, they feel alright. These are probably, oh, there's some soft ones in there. But the ones that are okay, I'll probably grate up and put into veggie bags, obviously. What have I got in here? Chutney, which is good. Garlic mince. Butter, which is good if I want to do some baking. What is this? Oh, applesauce. So that's when we had a roast pork. There's a fair bit left in it. I have to check the date and stuff on that one and see if we still keep it. This, I think we'll need to throw out. I was planning on doing a baked potato, and then we didn't end up having potatoes left, so I couldn't do it. But we used it for taco night. That's when we had it, so they'll probably go. And I used this for taco night as well, but I think that's past it. I think you have to use it within like 5 days or something, and I don't think we have. What have I got? Pizza sauce still left. That one I think's okay to keep going. Tartare. Oh, the lid's off that one. Tomato sauce. Tomato. Oh, that's nearly empty. A dressing. Oh, and chocolate topping. Not much of that left. So that's all I have. I don't even have any. I've got this little milk just to get us past yesterday. I don't know who's put that in here like this. Maybe Johnny when he made coffees, but there's hardly anything left in there. But yeah, my fridge is very empty. I've also got some of my pita bread, which are, what are these actually called? I call them pita bread, but people always ask me about these. So if I want to do mini pieces, I buy these ones. So it's this brand here. They're pockets, white pita pockets. It's cheap. It's like $2, $2.50 maybe for, I think there's 6 or 8 in here. I just counted them and there's about 6 in here now. Or 8. So it says 8, so I must have taken 2 out. So there is 6 in there. 1, 2, oh hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, there's 7. So I've taken one out for a pizza because I had a couple of packets. But these are good to make mini pizzas on, so I'll use them for some lunches maybe or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're great. They're a healthier base than a normal pizza base, and they're so nice. Like, it's the kids' favourite pizza to have, even more so than the ones from the actual pizza shop. And I love it too. Like, the base just crisps up, like on the outside, so delicious. The middle bit's a little bit not as crispy obviously, but they are so good. If I don't buy the mini, I buy just a bigger version. It's like a huge version from Aldi. They have a really cheap deal there and they're really nice. So think about that if you want to make pizzas. It saves you doing pizza dough. It saves you buying pizza bases that are full of a lot of other stuff. Like, this is much better for you. There is just like no food in here, guys. I am so low. Pantry is not looking good. So down here I would normally have like stir fry sauces or just some sort of meal based stuff, you know what I mean? I do have a few taco shells there, some more tortillas. Now we use these for more than just like a taco night, you know what I mean? We'll use them with chicken and do wraps and stuff like that as well, because the kids prefer the taste of this than an actual wrap, and me too. Like, honestly, I don't know if this is very good for you, but the other one we just don't like, so we tend to buy this. I do have obviously more pizza sauce because I bought them in a bulk lot from Costco. Tin spaghetti. This is just salt, pepper, oil that I need. Our gravy mix. And then up here, so down here, like no other meal-based stuff. So I am just completely out, which is crazy. Up here I tend to have like tins of stuff, like soup, basically, a lot of that stuff. So the cream of chicken, I'll use this for certain recipes with chicken, like if I'm doing chicken and vegetable sort of parcels, that type of thing, or my chicken and broccoli casserole, which is so delicious. That's on the VIP lounge. This is what I use for that one. So I don't really have a lot of that stuff. I have some, I bought this one to try. It wasn't too bad, but probably if I have like cup of soups, it's chicken noodle basically all the time, or maybe the tomato as well. But yeah, I just don't have a lot in the soup sort of section, but I like to have that because they're great. Like, I'll have just, you know, one of these for lunch one day, you know what I mean? It's a quick go-to that's not too bad for me. It's better than me cooking like stuff in the air fryer, for example. So I do like to have that type of stuff. In here I tend to keep a lot of these types of packets. Now what have we got? These are good because these are meal bases. We have a beef stroganoff, chow mein. Oh, this is just like a cheese and garlic potato bake. So it's like scalloped potato basically. It's not too bad. I'll think about that, having it with roast or something maybe. And then I have an apricot chicken. So generally when I cook these types of packets up, these Maggi ones, I do 2 at a time. So I usually buy them in at least lots of 2. They had a deal for 3 for a certain price now, so that's why my numbers are a little bit off now, unless I'm going to buy 6, you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of, which might not be a bad idea because it's stuff I always cook, especially for Johnny for the work dinners and just for our freezer meals, we like to have it. So the thing I like about this, I've done a video on these packets before where I've made stuff, and you'll have a look. I like the dry ingredients ones. They don't have preservatives in them. If you look at the actual ingredients on these packets, and you can do this in the supermarket or actually online probably as well. Let me see if I can get a look. There you go. You can get a bit of an idea of the ingredients. So you can see that it's just lots of spices basically. So there's nothing bad in there, do you know what I mean? Which is really good. And it means I don't have to buy every single spice separately and have them stored and have them expire and stuff like that. So it's a really good, affordable way of doing really good meals. And you don't have to add that much into them, you know what I mean? Like, they have a little list of stuff, but it's so easy. I've got the chow mein, so normally I'd do 2 lots of those up, but I must have been when I had the 3-pack deal. Now the beef stroganoff, I actually bought, I bought 2 packets I think, or 3 packets, and I made some up, tried it, and then I had this last one because I didn't know if we'd like it. We've had it in the jar before but never made like this. So, but Johnny loved it. He loves it, but he loves mushrooms, so I think that's why he loved it. So I might use this and make him up another batch for his work and add other veggies and stuff into it again, because that's usually what I do when I make up his meals. Especially, I'll do veggies at the same time. A lot of these, like, so the apricot chicken, I think it says, oh, does it even say carrots in here? No, it just says chicken, onion and apricot and add with mashed potato. I always add carrot into it. You can add other veggies into it and just have it frozen, and that is dinner done. All you have to do usually for me is make up some rice or make up some potato of some sort. That's all I have to do with it. So they're a great affordable way of doing meals that are good for you. They're not bad, you know what I mean, because they don't have all the preservatives and stuff in them that the jars do. In saying that, down here where I do to have jars is usually like stir-fry sauces. I could make up my own, but again, it's having all those ingredients and things expiring. I found that I wasn't using it fast enough, so it was a waste of money. But I will get some stir-fry sauces for this section probably. And then up here, I have very minimal spices because I don't use a lot of different ones. So I have the taco seasoning that's from Costco. That's lasted really well, so I'll use that to do some enchiladas maybe. If I don't do taco meats, I might do enchiladas because I've got all that chicken. And then I usually have a mixed herbs one, which is good. I do have a curry in case I do like deviled eggs or something like that. And then I use fajita a lot, especially on roast potatoes and stuff like that. So that's usually it. I do have a spare little roast meat packet here, even though I have this big container here, because I was using the little ones until I got to Costco and I bought this. So my plan is just to keep using this, and then I'll have that little packet as a backup for when I run out. This side here, I've got some jelly left. I'll do it for desserts. Oh, I don't think there's many cones left in there, but there's some cones, banana bread. This usually has, I have like muffins if I bring them out, cakes, cookies, some sort of like Savoy or salad or something like that I'll have in this section. I'm out of all that. I've got a little bit of rice cakes left. We love rice cakes, guys. We have it just with, well, anything on it really. Peanut butter's good. If you have peanut butter on it, I always have like strawberries and apples and that next to it. It's so delicious as a mix. But otherwise, you know, Isabella loves jam on hers. I like Vegemite on mine. Joseph will have peanut butter. Isabella puts cheese on hers, so we use them for a lot of things, so they're pretty good. Down here is usually breakfast stuff. I don't even have bread left, guys. I need bread. I have a little bit of rice pops, so rice bubbles, because I made my own bubble bars, which again is not having a lot of whole heap of preservatives in it because it's not the store-bought stuff. So I might make some more of that, but it feels like people have been using that obviously for cereal, so I probably have to buy some more. I'm going to need some more cereal. Sultana brand were pretty empty. So here's a little trick. We were buying, you know, I had the containers all the time for the cereal to make it look pretty. The lids weren't sealing properly. It was a bit, you know, it wasn't great. I just thought to save space, we started, I don't know, I just started pushing them in like this and then folding the boxes over. And it seems to be a good way of sealing. So we do that now with our boxes. That one's just come undone, but I need to do that. But yeah, that's what we're trying to do. You could even peg it down if you really wanted to. Like, how good's that? It just seals it up. It's a space saver. Now, these were not great. They've been in here for a while. To be honest, they're probably going to have to get thrown out now because no one's eating them. They weren't as nice as Cocoa Pops. I think it's the problem. I don't know why, but no one's loving them. And then I had cornflakes, which I actually bought these because I was making like honey joys type thing. These are the home brand ones, which were cheap, but they're definitely not as nice. You can see them there. They're definitely not as nice as the actual cornflake brand. So to be honest, I'll probably buy the actual cornflake brand because we were having it for cereal as well. So I don't know. There's not much left in there because I did make a couple of lots of like honey joys, but they're okay for honey joys. But the other actual proper Kellogg's brand is actually nicer. So this type of thing, you know, your rice bubbles, your cornflakes, all my baking stuff here, I've gone through that. I've got a full lot of self-raising flour. I've got some cocoa, coconut. I think there's some sugar and stuff in here. I'm going to use to make more snacks that I make at home. To help avoid buying a lot of this stuff. I know this is great for me. Like, it's so good when I go to Costco and buy it in bulk. It's just such a time saver for me, honestly, like especially when I'm so busy with working outside of the home and then coming home and trying to do the house and trying to do all the school stuff. It's just, I was just burning myself out. So having stuff like this just helps me, you know what I mean? But I want to try to cut back a little bit on this. So I'm going to cut back on, probably still buy shapes maybe, chip packets and stuff, which have been fun and great, but I'm going to just try to get the one big lot and maybe keep them as a breakdown thing to save a bit more money. We've still got some of these fruit gems we're going through and getting rid of, so I haven't decided what I'll do about these. Muesli bars I will still keep buying, and these ones in particular from Costco. If you haven't seen it on the Costco what are they, grocery hauls. Go and have a look. These are my new go-to. They are so nice and the kids love them. Johnny loves them. They have chocolate on them, but they have like a rice puff through them as well as the oats, so they're much nicer. They're made in New Zealand, but you buy them at Costco in big lots of like 6 boxes, and they are delicious. Got some Oreos because they were a good deal at Costco as well. So this section down here I'm going to try to reduce down. I'm going to go through this stuff. This should last us the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go through this stuff, reduce it down, and then try to do some of my homemade stuff. I'm going to try to make more time for homemade baking if I can around work. So maybe I'll film that stuff, and then if I'm filming it and putting it on the channel, I can at least take some time off my outside job to sort of, you know, combat that. I'll video it so I can try to show you guys and maybe make some money on the channel from doing that. So help me out and watch the channel for that sort of stuff. So I will try to make some things and show you guys. We also have our noodles from Costco. Instead of buying the little Mega Range packs from the supermarket, they're so expensive now. They're like $4 for a pack of 5, and I'm getting now like a box of 30 of these from Costco for, oh, how much was it? It has gone up. It used to be $12, but I think it's like $16 now, but it's still way cheaper buying them. So that's where our noodles live. We have those, and we have the beef ones from Aldi, which we love. So I need to get some more noodles. We have them for lunch on the weekend. Pasta, I've still got a little bit of pasta left. I've been buying the Simply brand of the penne. So the Simply brand is good, tastes nice from Coles. Did a review on that. There's a video here on the channel. And you can buy it in the spaghetti as well. It's good, it's not bad at all. But I'm just kind of getting sick of that type of pasta. We love bows, and I do have some bows here because we had someone over for dinner, so I decided to go get bows from Coles. Otherwise Aldi sell bows as well that are cheaper, that still taste alright. They're not as nice as the San Remo pasta, I'll be honest, but yeah, we still got those for something different. I love San Remo pasta, obviously, and there is another brand in the supermarket which is like an Italian brand I haven't tried yet, but that's supposed to be good, but it's so much more expensive. I guess it just depends. I've got to weigh up the cost and the taste, you know what I mean? But you want to enjoy your food, right? So I think budgeting includes buying stuff that is value for money, because you're not going to throw it out. You know, everyone's going to like it. So I think you need to weigh up those options. And then rice, I've got some there. Potatoes. Out of potatoes. Need potatoes. I just found the sugar too. And there is, this was a 3 kilo lot, I think I got from Costco. It was a good price for 3 kilos. But there's not much left. There's only that much left. So I'm probably going to need some more of that for, I don't know, like cooking if I actually end up doing like cakes and stuff maybe. Okay guys, it's really late. I have had a shower and washed my hair and I'm in my pajamas and everything. So I just thought I'll pick up the camera and just finish off this meal plan with me vlog here. I went through everything as you saw, and I had to really think about, if I'm only going to spend $200, I need to figure out what I can still obviously use here at the house first, and how I can make that stretch. So basically I was looking mainly at the meats. Obviously I've got to think about snacks and stuff. When it comes to snacks, I've got a ton of packaged snacks that I just want to get rid of and go through. It's not that we're never going to buy packaged stuff again. It's just that I want to reduce the amount of packaged stuff that we've got. So I'm just going to be hopefully just using all of that for the next couple of weeks. Hopefully that will last, because I've got Costco stuff and that. And then I really wanted to focus on, yeah, main meal sort of stuff. So I have looked, and I've got like things like a roast that I could use for roast, but then also cut up some of it for like a beef stir fry as well. So I'm thinking of doing that. If I'm going to save money, I'm thinking buying those bigger portions of meat, like roasts for example, is a really great idea, because especially the Costco one, because it's really, I know it cooks really well, it's tender, it's really nice. And I could have bought that roast, or bought any roast, you know, spend $20 on a roast and then spent another $20 on beef chunks, you know what I mean? And then I just think it just wouldn't have also been as nice. Like those beef chunks are never as nice as when I actually have roasts and slow cook them. So I'm thinking of doing that. That's going to stretch it a bit further, especially for the size that I got from Costco. It was a better price per kilo. And then chicken, I've got a ton of chicken tenders and stuff, which I could make a few different things with. So my thought is that when I'm making obviously dinner meals, and I might do a little bulk cook up of some sort. I don't know if I'll film it though, because I'm just running really short on time with work at the moment. But when I do that, I'm thinking not just obviously for the first like one dinner, I'm thinking of multiple dinners, and maybe through the next few weeks I need to focus on having stuff for Johnny for his work, because he's got shifts coming up where he needs to have my freezer meals so he can just take whenever he needs for work. So I'll probably use a lot of it for that as well. So not necessarily so much so for the dinners, our family dinners and stuff, because I need to have that separate stuff as well in the freezer, and I'm just out of it. So that's kind of where I'm heading with it. I'm just thinking like just how I can bulk things up. Like I put a lot of veggies in sort of a spaghetti bolognese. I put veggies in it, which bulks it up, and the kids still eat it. They don't know any, like they don't know the difference. What else? Oh, stir fries, any sort of if I do apricot chicken, for example, instead of just doing onion in it, I think it says on the packet I do carrot, and sometimes I put broccoli and like my frozen veggies through it as well. So then all I need to cook is like a rice or potato, you know what I mean, and have a base. So I like to do that. So it stretches further by doing that as well. So I'm going to be doing those types of things. I do have 10% off at Woolworths I need to consider, and I have some Flybuys dollars, and I also have actually a Uber discount. So you can get discounts on Uber and DoorDash and places like that. Sometimes they offer like a 20% off sort of thing, and you can use it for groceries, which is amazing. You've just got to figure out, obviously, because obviously the price of groceries on those apps are slightly higher. Sometimes it's only 10 cents, you know what I mean? So you need to figure out if the 20%, for example, is a good deal or not, you know what I mean? So there's restrictions with it. But I do have, because I've worked for Uber, I got a little reward, a little thank you, because I've done like over 6,000 deliveries right now in the last 12 months. And sometimes when you hit that next 1,000 milestone, they'll give you like a Uber discount, and they've given me one that gives me 50% off, but only up to $40. So if I spend $80, I'll get 50% off, like I'll get the $40, and that's kind of where I'm sitting with that. I've got that for 3 uses. I can use it 3 times. So I'm thinking for this shop that I might use 2 of them, so then I can get $80, is that right? Yeah, $80 worth of groceries for free almost, you know what I mean? Well, definitely, like, because it's the 50% off. Even if the price is a little bit higher on the actual app, that it's still going to be, I'm still going to be better off, you know what I mean? It might not be 50% off when you compare it to normal prices in the store, but it might be 30% off or 40% off, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take advantage of that to try to do it. So I don't know if I've got enough for my recycling to actually do any sort of like get the recycling dollars back and the vouchers and stuff for that. I don't know whether I have enough for that. That's the only other thing too. So and my Woolworths discount, I don't know if I've actually used it already. I'll have to have a look at it. And I didn't use it online. If I use it online first, then I think, from my experience, I can actually then use it again in store. So you can get it twice per month. Now, that works well for me, because per month I usually do 2 main shops. But if there happens to be a 5th week or something in there, you know, or even on the top-up shops, Johnny has it as well. He has the discount as well. So I can use his 10% off as well. So really, we can use it like 4 times in the month if we want. So that's what I'm going to be working on with that. But I think at this point, because we're right at the end of August at the moment, I don't think I've actually got my 10% discounts at the moment, and neither is Johnny's. So I might not be able to use it this time, but I will use the $40 off with the Uber twice. So I get $80, and I think I have about $30 in Flybuy dollars as well that I might actually use. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'll do. I think, so really what I'm doing, I've got that $200 budget, which is trying to stick within, that's how much cash I want to spend. But if I can get more for my money, like, you know, spend $220 and get the 10% off with Woolworths or Coles if you've got it, then that's okay, you know what I mean? I just want to get as much as I can for the $200 after discounts and any sort of vouchers I can find. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be kind of couponing like they do in the US, but we just don't have coupons here. This is our way of doing it. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm not going to go through every single meal that I'm actually having on the meal plan this time round. We will come to that and I will do that. I just wanted to sort of get my head around what I was doing for this one, and what I am actually doing too. I'm not just doing for 2 weeks, I'm planning ahead for like a month, as much as possible, like I have been doing in the past, not just the 2 weeks. It just helps me out a little bit, especially when I come to the next fortnight's shop when I do that. So I'm kind of thinking ahead with that. So there won't be another meal plan with me. There won't be a meal plan with me video every single fortnight when I do this, but every second fortnight I will have one that I'll share with you in my process. So I don't know, we'll do our shopping, see how we go. I will tell you guys obviously how much I spend and how much I save and things, and I will tell you how I go after the first 2 weeks on whether this has been a success or not. I'm very worried about the top-up shop. I don't know if I'll be able to stick with the $30 because just the price of things is so expensive, like fruit and veg and stuff that I get. But yeah, we'll come to that and we'll talk about it and I'll see how I go. So yeah, anyway guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys probably tomorrow.
The things that we'll do, 'cause I